Hi guys, Mike91 here, and today I have something new and interesting to show you guys. So basically, uh, everyone probably knows me as a Pokemon Silver ROM hacker who has been working on the dark energy for since 2011 or so. But before that, I actually started Pokemon ROM hacking with Pokemon Crystal as a base ROM, and it was this. My first ROM hack was called Pokemon Crystal Redesign, and Redesign was released in late 2008. So it's been like 10 and a half years since the first release of Redesign, and kind of like after redesign, I also worked on other crystal hacks as well, such as Crystal, where there was this Pikachu edition, Legend version, and Ultimate, and before kind of moving on to working on Dark Energy. But kind of like it's now been like it's almost yeah, it's been 10 years since Crystal redesign and World came out, and uh, they were both pretty good in their own ways. So redesign pretty much was it was a redesigned version of original Pokemon Crystal, and with unique maps and trainers and lots of neat things like Falkner having Lugia in the first gym. So like there were real challenges up ahead, like that you wouldn't see in a normal game, and kind of like Crystal World on the other hand also featured nice graphics. So for example, there were the new floor tiles and so on, so which Crystal redesign did not have. And kind of like I was wondering, yeah, where do, as a celebration of my 10-year-old hacking career with Pokemon Crystal and Silver Roam File and so on, so we could actually do something fancy and kind of like uh, what if we united the changes of Crystal redesign and Crystal World? I just got this idea. Yeah, that might be actually pretty cool. So if we use the maps and the trainer data from Crystal redesign and united that with the graphical changes and some new features that Crystal World introduced, we could make a pretty good hack. And I actually did that just lately, and with that I also used this Jeremy's Pokemon Crystal Ice patch. So by uniting these three patch files together and doing some minor modifications here and there, I've actually built this new ROM hack. It's called I call it Pokemon Icy World Redesign. So kind of like taking a word from each ROM hack, and it actually doesn't have new texts yet, so there will be some kind of like things to still work on. So kind of like we might just skip the introduction part, but basically I was just wondering if I could actually show a couple of things about this game, and it is also downloadable, so you can check the video description for downloading. It's a pretty good ROM hack actually. So like there are some issues here and there, but kind of like mostly the hack works just fine. You can actually skip talking to your mom, uh, like what happens in redesign. If you have ever played Pokemon Crystal redesign, though, this is what redesign looks like. So like it was my first ROM hack, but it's a pretty good ROM hack. Like you can probably see here, it's a pretty nice ROM hack. Yes. So kind of like the first challenge up ahead is actually getting to the Prof. Elm's lab. So the lab is there, but kind of like it's not simple to get there. So basically there are you gotta figure out what to do. Redesign has quite many of these kind of like guests, or how to say it, kind of like there are some obstacles ahead. For example, here you have to actually talk to your rival from the download spot, and he will push you here, and then you can get your starter Pokemon. So in Pokemon Crystal redesign, the starter Pokemon were, I think they were Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirrel. I might be wrong. I might be remember wrong about that, but kind of like the starter Pokemon are actually from Crystal World. So because kind of like Crystal World had those legendary birds, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres started Pokemon. Because legendary birds, yes, they work just fine for started Pokemon. So let's just get our Totodile here, or Articuno, whatever. So like there are some issues here and there that kind of like I might just do some work with the text still and so on. But basically, the hack is pretty good already. Most original games don't have this feature, but kind of like you can already talk to this guy here and kind of like say that okay, our rival is called ABC, and now we will now his name will be ABC when we first encounter him. And of course, because the lab is over there, so basically there has to be some way to get down. So you can just walk out of the lab and then or actually get out of your own house. So yeah, I kind of thought that yeah, we might have to do something about that. But basically, yes, we're living on this mountain here. We have this Articuno, which actually has a Pokeball, so that's a nice feature. We can take that Pokeball away, and so on. And there will be some encounters here and there, and so on. So we can actually get a Bulbasaur here, apparently, and it may kill us or not. And actually, one interesting thing about this, I'll actually try to demonstrate it if I can, but I should have gotten a Zapdos to demonstrate that feature. But basically, yeah, now we can do this stuff here that should have like probably happened at the beginning, but did not happen then yet. And there are only two warps here, so these tiles won't lead us anywhere. But you can get out of this tile, for example. And basically, like here in the first, that's actually Articuno. Yes, Articuno is. You can see that Articuno is flying and ice type Pokemon, just like you'd expect Articuno to be. But basically, Pokemon Crystal World has these. Yes, it had these nice graphics, which you can see here. This is really good looking grass, and you can actually jump over. If you jump here, you can get on the tree, and then you can walk here. But basically, Pokemon Crystal World had this feature where it. Yeah, Sandshrew is actually. Gust is not very effective against Sandshrew apparently, but Powders now is super effective. And we get a couple of levels. So basically, Pokemon Crystal World had this feature where Pokemon have different types from what they originally do. So for example, I think Gyarados is water bug, because why not? Magikarp is also water bug, so why not Gyarados? So basically, all kinds of this kind of stuff is in the hack, and this game is now in beta. Well, yeah, this game is now in beta 1 phase, so you can play up to the game of Azalea Town, and I play tested it on Saturday, and it worked just fine. So the hack is pretty good. It unites the good things about Pokemon Crystal World redesign and this Jeremy's Ice Patch, which makes these trees, for example, have this icy looking palette and grass and so on. So which weren't in Redesigner World. But basically, try out the hack. It's pretty good. It's a really good hack, and I'll try to do more work on this later this spring, and Dark Energies on hiatus until then. So yeah, see ya guys later, and this is all for now. And download Pokemon Icy World Redesign. It's an awesome game.